Okay, this is well, maybe the last version of my cone driller. The last problem was electricity because my VFD over here takes one phase and convert it to phases, but this and it's supposed to give enough power to this 7.5 horsepower motor, but unfortunately it can't do it. It just written. Actually, it turns it very nice, but it doesn't have the power to crack the logs over here. By the way, this is the old engine. See how small it is comparing to this one. You see? Now, the old one is 3 horsepower. Now, what I did here, I had to change from from the small motor to this big motor. I had to take this plate out and leave the hinge over here. There's a hinge. I scavenged the hinge. This is a very long hinge, strong one. By the way, it's not painted yet and not cleaned because I waited so long for it to work, and after it's working, only then I can paint it and make it beautiful and add the shutdown switch and all the stuff, the auxiliary stuff, to help it work more conveniently. Now, what I did here, I took this, all the except for the setup of the cone, this axle, the hinges, the cables, and the motor. The table is all scavenged parts. So I found I forgot how it's called. These are for buildings. It holds outside when you refurbish a building, you paint it or something like this, you put pieces of wood so the workers can hold. And they threw it, so I took it. For me, it's a very good bolt and nut. Of course, part of it did not turn, so I cut where the threads were crooked and misaligned. I cut it. So in this way, this is a very heavy motor. It's rated 42, between 41 to 43 kilos. It's very heavy. You cannot, but it's hardly for you by yourself put it on this plate. So it should be on. After I put it once on the plate, I cannot hold it, move it by hand with one hand and close something else on the other hand. It's very hard. And my jack, automatic car jack, it does not hold it because the car jack has a small holding and not something wide so it can hold the motor. This car jack can fall to the sides and this will destroy the motor more than it will make things worse more than it will help. So with this bolt I can change the height of the motor. So if I want to replace the belts, I can open these two massive bolts. There are nuts over here. The nuts are Just a minute. Let me see if you can see something. This is one nut, and this is another nut. So these massive bolts, which by the way I found at work, it was thrown away. I didn't know what to do with them, but of course this is perfect use for them. After you close as much as you want, all the motor is relied on the belts, but you want to press it down. If you want to press it down so the belt will be tight enough, you have to use these two bolts, and with this hinge, with this rod on the way, it will, and the bolts over here, if you close the bolts, it will bring all this shelf down and the motor down, and this way the cables will be tight enough. So I will show you how it's working just for the protocol of things, but it doesn't have enough power to drill any of these logs. Just a minute. Where is I will take, I have one hand, so I will use it to connect. It takes a few seconds for the VFD to work. The VFD is okay, but it doesn't work with a lot of power. So it works quite smoothly. As you can see, but once it needs to, by the way, it's the wrong direction, but it doesn't matter now. I don't want to put a log inside because it will be stuck and then it will be hard for me to take it apart. Of course I can add some shock absorbers at the bottom and make it a little bit less rattling, but overall it's a good setup. The only caveat is the power. Okay, thank you for watching, and I hope it was interesting.